What is, guys? Welcome back to some more Philosopher 2 Governments and Grievances. Ari, finally. Jen, yes, hi. Let me go get a water. Hold on. I can already, like, off rip. I knew how it was gonna go off rip. I sat down everything and forgot my water. Nice move pointing out the mandate circular logic, by the way. You're clearly a sharp kid. If I may ask, what are you studying? Oh, accounting. I'm over here trying to get comfortable, so I was hearing if you hear that. Really? Like father, like daughter. Never considered following in your mother's footsteps. Never considered following your mother's footsteps? You mean becoming so desperate for approval I build an animation world? Touche. No harm in accounting, I suppose. I myself pursued a doctorate in theoretical physics and electrical engineering. Had to make the most of the investment, you know? Wow, yeah, I guess. Quite the team my mom's assembled here. So, Jen, does Marcus make you feel insecure? Huh? Why would he do that? The guy has 2 PhDs, you're still a student, so... student, how do you get involved in this anyway? Oh. Does she still not know? No, I was trying to save my last vestiges of being normal. Listen, Ari, I first graduated years ago when I was 16. Degrees in philosophy, physics, and political science, the 3 Ps. Well, the physics was quantum physics, but I don't say that because it ruins my Ps. So that's why you never have to study. Bingo, I enrolled again for the things I missed the first go-round, mainly parties, another P. Okay, time for my supremely unqualified self to return to mom. Wait! Before you go, your phone's been going off like crazy. Maybe, like, check it? So why'd she say like, though? She's super smart. Oh God, I've missed like 20 messages from Dad. What's going on? Where are you? Why aren't you responding, dear? Why is he texting like this? Yeah, I need to deal with this. Hey, Dad. I assume you're busy again, but I wanted to follow up. I've been keeping an eye on Mom. She's still in the intelligible realm, but she's okay. She got there through a lab behind a bookcase at my school. Sounds pretty weird spelled out like that. Anyway. I'll get her out. We back to yawning after reading for so long. I love it. Everything will be fine. Promise. Bye. Well, that should be settled. You really think he'll stay out of it? I mean, if Socrates is anything like Pythia, Dad is nothing like Mom. When she first got into politics, he couldn't understand why. Yeah, Socrates' lack of support for my career choices is like number 3 on... Wait, whoa. Okay, that was Jennifer talking about Pythia, Okay, that confused the shit out of me. Seems like something she'd totally do. Okay, sure, but what's he gonna do? Come all the way from New York City? I only have the mental bandwidth to worry about one parent. Go on, then. We're rooting for you. Alright, debate number 2, guys. There you are. There you are. How are you doing, Mom? Find a sandwich shop? No, philosophers apparently can't cook. But luckily, here the idea of a sandwich is as nutritious as an actual sandwich. If I just sit here, thinking about food, there, I feel so much better. I had no idea it could work like that. Having a corporeal person is truly fascinating. Wait, now I've thought about food too much. Oh no, so many imaginary calories. So many imaginary calories. Imaginary. Arbiter, did you choose the next philosopher that's probably the best way to distract her? Nicola Machiavelli. Hold up, dang, everything coming out. Oh, he just looked evil. You've gotta be kidding me. I assure you. No, that's not the way. I assure you, there's nothing humorous about this situation. Like a little snake. Nicola Machiavelli was an Italian nobleman, friend of Leonardo da Vinci, and author of The Prince. His ideas are controversial. What's your favorite? I'm sneezing, yawning. Like, dang, can I just read? I would choose to take that as a compliment. I say that what others will not. Yeah, I know. Have fun, Adney. Again, Mom, really? You can't just dismiss Pumpkin. I appreciate your optimism and engaging with different worldviews, but there isn't a politician alive who doesn't know the name Machiavelli. Machiavelli. Just I don't know who he is. Just imagine the attack ads Tucker would run. Just imagine the attack ads Tucker would run if he knew we'd met. So it always comes back to the campaign. Always. Fine, I guess I'm handling this one as well. Really? I'm too fast to face this small child. He's Russian. I'm to face this small child, and he's got an attitude. Confucius was chill enough. I forgot how wacky some of these philosophers can be. Very well. I shall wipe the floor with this naive girl. Then perhaps you will all appreciate my ideas. I'm not naive. My father and I have debated countless moral philosophers and you believe such experience is relevant? My. I will bring you to the truth of the matter in these repeated fantasies. The primary purpose of all government is to provide stability, but to distribute power among the many, or even the few, is to invite disunity and disorder. Clearly, it is the best that a single monarch, the prince, maintains that state. During my time, Italy was leaderless, lawless and beaten, ruined in every way. Families, guilds, priests, and merchants all fought for influence over councils and communities. Committees. For years, I participated in the Florentine Republic, only to see it fall to the Medici family upon their return. So that's why you advocated for a singular leader. Si, Signora. I told Medici as much. With a strong prince at the helm, perhaps work can actually get done. Nothing is more important than the stability of the state. Stability first. Well, this isn't too bad so far. It's only 3 statements. It's three statements because he's only presented the very surface, a basic argument for monarchy. That's not even specific to Machiavelli. He's holding back. Novice lessons for the novice. I should get questioning then. Figure out what's hidden here. Alright. You need to ask follow-up questions, Pumpkin. Don't let these ideas... Right. She over here coaching me in the corner. The government's job is to establish and enforce laws. By doing so, it establishes domain expansion. And within the domain expansion, it must establish order. multiple people decide anything, you most likely decide nothing. One ruler is ideal. Clear enough? The single monarch ideal was fairly common in history. Thomas Hobbes and Thomas Aquinas were two notable supporters. A hit talking point at the Tom convention. Well, Thomas More, certainly wasn't a fan. He was beheaded as a result. Or was it funny, Ari? This is the main thrust of it. If many voices introduce discord, one voice does not oppose. One voice does the opposite. The monarch provides a clear figurehead for all, one who can act decisively and efficiently. Is efficiency that important? Isn't it worth taking a little time to loop people in? In affairs of state, threats have to be dealt with immediately. Like tuberculosis. If you wait until symptoms are apparent, it is already too late. Interesting. That seems like a core assumption, something that should be in your argument. This shows the effects of my conclusion. A strong ruler and a strong state. There is nothing holding the prince back from strengthening the state. He can and should do whatever is needed to secure power by any means. But he's not going to what? Torture? Murder? Assumptamenti? What word is that? Whatever is needed to secure power means whatever is needed. After all, politics has no relation to morals. What? Wait. We can't really be arguing the ideal government is one that discards all morals. We not only can, we are. The great thinker Ibn Khaldun once said government's role is to prevent injustices other than those it commits itself. But the injustices of the world are great, so the princes must be even greater. Being noble in a world without nobility will only end in tragedy. But enough. We will proceed to the more advanced lesson. Treachery has always been an element of politics. The prince must act accordingly. A strong hand is required to instill order where otherwise chaos will take hold. Many morals, however, get in the way of strengthening the realm. The prince must discard such principles and put the needs of the state above the needs of the people. Do you see now, girl? If anything, your love of moral philosophy would disqualify you from leadership. To remain in power, the prince must be prepared to do anything. Well, damn. I didn't realize Sith was a valid philosophy in the... Yeah, that's Sith right there, bro. That's Sith talk. He was spitting Sith over there. See what I mean, Adney? Machiavelli's philosophy is the template for countless despots. Oh my god, despots, and war criminals. Are these really ideas you want to entertain? Funny, I was just thinking about how similar this is to what you said earlier. What? The high road doesn't work. If you believe that, then why shouldn't we take the lowest? Whatever you need to win, right? Seems to me his ideas might have a pull on any cynic. They might even adopt some of his behaviors without realizing. So you find my philosophy disturbing. This much is clear. But can you find logical fault in it? Why don't we find out? Let's go, Nicola. Niccolo. Treachery is an element. But we are not not here to deal with fantasy, are we? This is the summation of my argument. It is not enough to have strength. You must have no qualms about using it. A prince who rules without mercy is a prince who keeps the throne. Morals have no place in governance. The well-being of people is secondary to the security of the state. So yeah, he's a little insane. You should admit defeat now, girl. Pretty or not, this is the most stable form of government. He's trying to present a logical argument for merciless dictatorship. Oh, I don't know why I keep skipping like that. I'll turn this twisted Star Wars logic against him. Amount of nobility can save a king from a knife in the back. The leader must be a cunning fox and recognize such traps before they're sprung. I could list many historical examples. Agathocles, and who became king of Syracuse through criminality. Oliverato, who killed his own uncle for power. When the previous leaders let down their guard, these men seized control. Such is the reality of the Game of Thrones. The ending can be messy. You did not watch Game of Thrones, bro. Stop lying. This directly supports my central point. Morals are contrary to effective leadership. Generosity, honesty, kindness, such values are shackles. I don't like him now. Just that sentence alone was enough. His other shit was crazy, but now I just don't like him. Without them, the prince is better equipped to protect his power. The right thing is often not in the state's interest. For example, social welfare leads to greater comfort for citizens. A compassionate prince may find this appealing. Such a kind prince will also keep the peace with an ally fallen in hard times, honor historical treaties, and leave them undisturbed. All right, yeah, you're not bro. That's what gets you clapped in the world. But this prince would wind up destitute. Coffers dry, defenses broken, his people crying for programs he can no longer support. Don't spend your own money, invade other countries, take their money, and spend that instead. The people won't care if prosperity comes from the suffering of those they do not know. I'm not sure, honestly. If the prince is too busy fretting about right or wrong, he will not be able to do what needs to be done. The ability to do what must be done, I call it virtue. Did you just define virtue as the opposite of virtue? So what if I did? If I recall, in your time, literally means the opposite of literally, no? It's true. Nothing is sacred. That was literally after literally everyone was already using it that way. Not because one Italian dude decided it should be. It establishes the strength of the most essential tool in maintaining security. How else can the prince overcome all that threatens the state? I mean, all I have is this, so I have to challenge it. In order to create security, the prince must deal with problems as a ferocious lion, striking without reservation. Might makes right, and the prince must always be right. Every government is subject to the whims of fortuna, famine, flooding, attacks from without. The prince must have the will to defeat these whims, otherwise the state will collapse. To this end, there is nothing more important than the development of the army, constantly preparing for war. Okay, thank you. I need something else. At the same time, the prince must have strength of arms to control his own people, attacks from within. Without adequate constraints on his subjects, he will be disposed. There is always someone who believes they would make a better prince. gonna say, do not challenge that. Machiavelli, you claim the job of a ruler is to establish stability, correct?
Correcto.
And in order to establish stability, a ruler must be ruthless.
Indeed. The prince must play both the cunning fox and the ferocious lion. Such is the only way to defeat Fortuna.
The whims of fortune, right. So tell me, Machiavelli, while defeating the whims of fortune, can you also defeat the whims of your people?
What?
Machiavelli, you say rulers should be dishonest and treacherous when it serves. That they must enforce their will with strength, rule with an iron fist. But the strength of a single prince is limited, and as the prince expands his domain expansion and seizes resources as you advise, the number of subjects will grow. What stops the people from mustering all their strength to overthrow him? Such a turn of events seems highly likely, if not inevitable. Excellent observation, Ariadne. History has countless examples of disposed tyrants. Exactly. But eventually, people realize they together have more power than those who lord over them. No single fist is irony enough to take on an entire population, not even the most ironic of fists. That was a cool one.
Nonsense.
The people will rise up. No, how foolish a leader would have to be to let that happen. But it happened time and time again. Only because rulers fail to deploy the correct methods to keep the masses in check.
Allow me the tools at the prince's disposal. In order to prevent rebellion, the prince must ensure that people fear him.
A few acts of merciless cruelty are needed to make would-be rebels coward. That would not make them coward. But the prince must not be hated to offset the ire of the people. He must maintain the personal appearance of justice. Alright, causing cruel acts is gonna make them not like you, bro.
The prince must therefore do what is needed to recruit agents to enforce his will. Constantly reminded of the prince's power, peasants would not dare step out of line. But nah. You see, power breeds resentment. Hatred is gained as much by good works as by evil. Love and fear are both desirable, as if we must choose between them. It is far safer to be feared. Only when the people know you are strong, they will follow your command.
So to be feared really just means, you're just always looking over your shoulder, really. To be loved means you're letting your guard down. That's really what it is. So would you rather get stabbed because you let your guard down, or get stabbed because you were looking over your shoulder and what? He just got you. Excuse me, I absolutely do not use fear as a rule. Ah, a superb demonstration. His yelling is very dramatic, see? And the skull mask, yes, quite intimidating. But the mask is merely ceremonial. It is how people know I hold my position. Machiavelli's just digging into this idea about ruling by fear. I learned long ago that people with such abhorrent ideas are not interested in rational debate. That's facts. They agree. They are. Oh my fucking god! They argue for these positions because it offers some advantage to them. Power, control, or just the airtime and attention being awful gets them.
Perhaps, but as you said, you have before you the template. The prince is my defining work. I am here to defend its influence.
Well then, let's put your template to the test. I feel like it's this one off rip.
This is my overall point. The rest of my statements provide evidence and methodology.
Starting with the conclusion, what a bad boy. It provides specific, precise methodology.
to create fear, no? This establishes yet another way the prince, the wit and will can placate, no, the masses, placate the masses, that's placate, placid. The prince must therefore, this presents the key way the prince establishes more power. Many governmental bodies have arms that perform additional functions, no? The prince is no different. He will benefit from having enforcers to be his arms. So it is that recruiting others helps secure his rule. As you said, one individual is not enough to intimidate the masses, but an army, quite effective.
Do all that is needed. Last time you said something that vague. It meant torture and murder.
It does not mean torture and murder here. Good to know.
So what does it mean?
The prince would ingratiate himself with agents in order to court them. It is occasional reward, very occasional, no? Would give this group something to aspire to, incentive to serve.
Like a pizza party.
They deserve pizza, but most will seek other rewards. Gold, glory, power of their own, such things are surely appealing. Fear of reprisal will keep the resistance you describe from ever manifesting. The spark of revolution smothered before the flame. Whatever. I feel this is fairly intuitive, no? If my previous statements stand, if those who would resist are afraid and less want to resist, because they do not blame the prince himself, yes, the prince's power will be secure. This is, if anything, a reiteration of it. I cannot overemphasize how essential fear is to me.
No, dang it.
Perhaps I do, but you are not it. If you will, Arbiter. I'm sorry, Ariadne, but he's right. The counterpoint doesn't work here. Fortuna does not favor you, girl. Better luck next time.
I consult. All this talk of fear reminds me of when we debated Thomas Hobbes last time, but more awful. Speaking of which, where is Hobbes if we're exploring political philosophy? He went on vacation. Hobbes went on vacation? He said he wanted to reconnect with the brutish state of nature and went backpacking. Last I heard, he was enjoying himself roasting the idea of marshmallows over... Okay, I thought I read that wrong. Either way, Hobbes' moral and political philosophies are quite intertwined. It would have been retreating ground. Retreading ground. Well, back to Machiavelli then. It is ideal if the people think the prince is great, but it is essential that they know he must not be crossed. My evidence will come shortly. Okay, but why not now? Because here I wish only for the full power of this concept to be felt. If you wish for elaboration, question my following statements. If you torture and execute a few citizens, others will think twice before starting the rebellions you mentioned. If injury has to be done to a man, it should be so severe vengeance need not be feared. That's terrible. Why not just be kinder? Light punishments do little to stem the tide of disrespect. Act deviously up front, and you need no further cruelty later. No one else will risk the same fate. Alright, that might be...
Love is a bond of obligation. These miserable creatures break whenever it suits them to do so, but fear holds them fast by a dread of punishment that never passes. Once again, behold the arbiter. When one of us disrespects the rules of debate, he quickly disciplines us. Don't be a Euthyphrio. Know what you don't know.
Please stop using me as an example. I don't rule with fear. You did hold my daughter and my ex hostage? And my ex hostage last time they were here? I did not hold them hostage. I gave them another chance to live. The character implications are completely different.
If you insist, Arbiter, it is not our place to disagree with you.
Exactly. Wait, no.
While the prince should be ruthless in practice, he can still create an aura of kindness. Those who want to kill him are less likely to act if they believe doing so would be unpopular. As a public figure, everyone has a broad impression of you, but few see who you really are. So it is less important that the prince possesses virtuous qualities and more that he seems to possess them. Pope Alexander... By extending his power through agents, the prince exerts control more broadly. These agents will be won over with the power and privileges of their own positions, a position reinforced by extending the prince's will. This is an essential element of it. It directly counters your earlier statement about the people gathering power, showing how the prince can amass more by himself. This follows the logic of your own argument, no? A selection of loyal forces grant the prince more power to control than he would have alone, so the prince must recruit the needed surrogates with gold favors, the occasional pizza party, as you say. For such rewards, the agents will carry out the grimmest task, allowing the prince to present pure. Yes, by doing so, the prince would most effectively calm the masses. And if the prince rises up, if the people rise up, it will be against a surrogate that is easily replaced.
Honestly, I don't know. Oh, this is kind of hard. In order to prevent rebellion, the prince must ensure people. Let's do it. Dang it!
Perhaps I do, but you are not it.
Oh, I really don't know. Can I save before I... Ah! Yes! Yes, I saw it! I saw it with my Sharingan eyes! Sorry, I'm being stupid. Machiavelli, you are so focused on the danger within, you've forgotten about the danger without.
Nonsense.
I know you did not just nonsense my nonsense.
I have forgotten nothing. You stated the primary danger came from within. No, I am merely focusing on that assertion. But if you insist upon changing the focus, recruited agents can help with external affairs as well. Ministers can be ministers of war. Advisors can serve as generals. As an official in the Florentine Republic, I myself was assigned many military matters. I would have proudly continued in that role. Yes, with loyal allies to extend their power, the prince can master all threats.
The agents are really presented as the solution to everything, huh? Well, that and fear. Damn, I thought I had his ass. Yes, sir! Hit him with another nonsense. Machiavelli, you say the only way to keep the public under control is to instill fear, correct? But here you advocate for steps to become less feared. That seems directly contradictory. Stop nonsensing my nonsense.
Fear is necessary to keep the population under control, but it does not have to be all-encompassing. And as I mentioned in the next statement, with surrogates creating fear on his behalf, the control he can exert is greater. The appearance of justice is only that, an illusion. The prince is still behind every plot keeping the people in line. But if the people do rise up, their cries will be against one of the prince's surrogates, rather than the prince himself. We thus solve the problem of rebellion from two directions, replacing one fist with many fists, and distracting from the prince's own involvement.
Let's try to save again. Damn it. Yes! Machiavelli, ruling through fear hardly sounds like something that will create stability. God damn it!
It is the only way to create stability. Throughout the whole argument, I explain why.
I'm afraid you will need a stronger challenge than one that essentially amounts to pressing for backing it, Ariadne. Right, okay. Let's poke around and solve something else. Fuck is the last one. He's beating my ass, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, okay. That's unlucky. Adiaba. Listen, look like it's up to me to turn this around. Who wants vote? Okay. I think I just did that one. External thread, which he nonsense my nonsense. Then he nonsense my nonsense again.
Nonsense.
Stability.
Nonsense.
Alright, he took health off. It was this one. Machiavelli, doesn't the idea of recruiting agents contradict your mantra of fear?
I don't see how. The agents are tools to instill fear in the masses. Yes, but I assume the recruitment process. You assume? Why assume when you can ask? If you believe something damning is unstated here, draw it out. Don't give me room to deny it. Trap me in a prison of my own words. What? What the hell was that? It almost sounded pleading. Okay, it's gotta be the first one. God damn it. I don't know, bro. Maybe you are so focused on the danger within, you've forgotten about it.
No.
He just beat that one. Alright. Alright. I use this one. What am I missing, bro? He's hard. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, we did. I'm pretty sure we already went through all these. I don't know what I'm missing. Okay, that's the occasional reward pizza party. Okay. My stuff got updated. What was updated? I don't know. Oh my god. Yo, this is the hardest one yet. Fucking, who cares about Thomas Hobbes? Help me beat him. I do not know. He's got 5 different questions. I mean, all I can really do is go through. He's just gonna beat it.
No.
Yeah, alright. I don't know, bro. I mean, my best bet is just to go through until one of them hits. There ain't no... This dude is hard. Like, he literally... everything he does is about kamikaze attacks. One of these is the... status update. That contradicts. What is it now? What is it now, girl? Let's say I believe you. Let's say fear is the most effective tool in preventing betrayal. Let's say you are merely too proud to admit you've come around to my aberrant views. Regardless, in such a case, skilled... I wasn't reading right. That's what it was. Is that when it changed. I gotta read when it changes. Skilled agents would be quite the asset. But using them is to spread fear. The prince could certainly succeed at controlling the people. But tell me, Machiavelli, these same agents you empower with favors and gifts, what controls them? Machiavelli, the approach you describe is unsustainable. Even if fear is an effective
is as effective a tool as you believe. The agents required to sustain it will be your undoing. The favors you grant to earn their loyalty makes them, through your own logic, less controllable. There is nothing to stop them from turning against their prince. That does make sense. Thank you. Give me my health back. Well, perhaps if you limited the number of agents. Any number of agents is a threat to the prince's power, and as more citizens are gathered under the rule of your prince, the need for such agents will only grow. But with each tool you forge to control the people, you are also forging your own downfall. Dictatorships are not only overthrown by the people themselves, they are often toppled by the military or by officers in their own government. Whatever form your enforcers take, eventually they will enforce their will against you. But the prince! Face it, Machiavelli, the truth is undeniable. To be ruthless is to make everyone a potential enemy. For that reason, a despot rule is a doomed rule. For any prince or princess, ruling through fear is not enough. No. Machiavelli. I was not strong enough. Fortuna has swept my last work away. Your last work? I was a writer of histories, of comedies. I never expected the prince to be so ubiquitous. I was exiled from the Florentine court while I wrote it, yes. I wanted to earn back their favor. I shared it with a very limited audience while alive. To be honest, it was so long ago. I'm not even sure I truly believed what I proposed. Did I intend it as satire, a warning, rather than a guide? The other philosophers here seem to have mixed opinions on the matter. Oh, come on now. Oh, come on. Why defend it so rigorously then? It no longer matters whether I believe it or not. It was my last contribution to the world. The prince is what I am known for. Machiavellian is a term for the worst of rulers. I am the patron, saint of monsters, and I will never be anything else. Adio, Princessville. Principessa? I got cooked this chapter. I'm not gonna fucking lie. Well, glad that's over. Agreed. This whole debate has made me feel very insecure. But I'm sure you're not nearly as tyrannical as Machiavelli made you out to be, Arbiter. Thought that was an effective bit of intimidation you used to stop his breakdown. I think we spent quite enough time exploring the dark side of philosophy. I'm going to make sure your next opponent is someone more positive. Well, as fun as it was to see Machiavelli face the damage he's done, we haven't advanced my campaign at all. We should incorporate some memorable slogans. Unlock the gate to a new future. Or belief in America opens all doors. Okay, can I just reiterate something? We're not going to be able to prove your perspective to the gate. There are so many possible systems out there. Why are you so stuck on convincing everyone yours is the best? You remember your grandma and grandpa were turnip farmers, right? Even if I didn't, your ads would remind me. It's not just a story for the ads. Their dedication and toil put me through college. That education, the reason I am who I am. That education is the reason I am who I am. The reason I met your father, had you and ran for office. Everything good in my life I owe to them. And if I pull this off, I can give others the opportunities they gave me. Yes, but can you pull it off? Oh, Mom, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean I don't believe in you. It's just our politics are... Edney. I know politics can be difficult. Can make our lives difficult. Can make our lives difficult, but I've made them work. I've had to make some uncomfortable compromises, missed a dinner or two, but I funded Capra, saved school, fought corruption. If I win this election, I can do even more. I don't care about the missed dinners. You were there when it mattered. What I do care about is how many hoops you've... hold on. Did you hear something? No. Weird. As I was saying, just because you've done some good doesn't mean... Ariadne, please. Wait, Mom. I think someone is trying to... Ariadne, wake up! I can't skip this. Okay, we will end it right here regardless. Thank you for watching. I hope to, it's whatever. We're just going through. Security, take this man away. Alright, there he goes. I still can't pause it. What's going on, Dad? Marcus, hold on. It's fine. Stop. There we go. Why does he look like that? Alright. See you guys next chapter.